But let's get on with it. Uh, this has a different weapon system. As you can see, there was 8 to select from there. Photon is definitely the most powerful. It's also extremely hard to use. As you can see in the top right, we have a shield count there. That's the number of hits I can take before I die. There are continues in this game, but I don't just respawn back where I'd started. I start at the very start of the stage if I die. Along with that, in the top middle you see level 1 and a little bar under it. That's the level of my weapon, and the bar is my experience, which goes up with my score. So I'm gonna try to maximize the amount of score I get. Which means killing all the enemies, and also going through the stages without taking any hits. Which gives me a 100,000 bonus at the end of the stage. I also have little satellite formations there. I have 2 at the moment. This little rotating one and the little one where they're together with my ship. I get 2 more later on. One with level 3 weapon and one with level 5. They each have their uses. So that's the mini-boss. The wave, he spawns as soon as the wave before him is gone, and the next wave will spawn after he's gone, so killing him as quickly as possible is definitely something I need to do in a speedrun. And I can showcase now. My fire rate when I have this formation is pretty slow. Whereas with the formation I was using, I can fire as soon as the previous shots are off screen. Which is why I took that formation. This is completely unrelated to the Earth Defense Force with the insects, yes. So here's the boss. You get a little thunderbolt whenever they come. This guy's a little pushover. Already dead. Casually, I'd use the homing weapon for that stage. But homing is very weak. So he actually gets attacks off if you use homing. Here's stage 2. Must be over Los Angeles or something. This was an arcade game before it was ported to the SNES. It's not at a direct port, or what's the right word in there? It's not exactly the same on arcade. There's only 5 stages, whereas here there's 6. There's some main bosses and bosses are changed, probably because of lag. The Super Nintendo doesn't handle these types of games too well in general. Unfortunately, I'm used to having level 3 here, so my inputs are not quite as they should be. So another thing I don't think I mentioned yet is this weapon's little charging thing I have in front of my ship right now. It's a lot weaker than the actual projectile. So I only want to use it for the weaker enemies. And there's that boss done. Now you can see the 100,000 point bonus I get. Secret bonus. Oh yeah. I'm so good. Yeah, I basically got the greatest 3 treatment. There's also, like, the 5 stages aren't all here. Like, the first 3 stages I think are the same, and after that are different. The arcade version doesn't go into space, whereas this one will. The arcade version also has a co-op, which this doesn't. Which is why the category is single player. And it's simultaneous co-op, just like... Unlike Greatest 3, which is next, also has 2-player, but it's more like Mario, where you're playing one at a time. This little rotating guy is hard to hit, so I just let him go. These guys coming from the back are invulnerable until they come back from the front, so I don't worry about them. Wow, how did I not get hit there? That was close. Alright, so coming up, we have another mini-boss. This guy's a lot tougher, simply because of my weapon. Only his little yellow orb there is weak right now. So I have to aim my shots very poorly. I can get him to the next phase before he gets that second shot off, and now he's completely vulnerable everywhere. So he's a quick takedown from there on. So in case you didn't notice, we're in a naval base here that's hidden in a mountain or something, because, you know, we gotta hide. And the aliens or whatever, I don't remember the exact lore here, are just destroying it because it's a humanity's defense. Gotta destroy it. And we're here to stop that. Oh man, my shot pattern is not quite on right now. And here's the boss. I'm gonna lower my speed so that I get my satellites in the right position. Finish that stage before his bullet even reached me. There's a little bit of lag. I reduced it by stopping my shots. And there's that stage done. Next is the stage that I want level 5 for, but it looks like I'm still quite a ways away from it. I should get it within a few waves of enemies. The reason I want level 5 is because of the satellite formation that comes with it. You'll see what I mean when I get that. I'm not too worried about finishing the stage with full health. I am worried about dying, but that's kinda regular for me on this stage, so I accounted for it in my estimate, so it shouldn't be a problem. As you can see, this satellite formation is super awesome. I can still get level ups after level 5, but instead of leveling up my weapon, it gives me a shield back. Oh hey, there's some space colonies back there. Let's see if nothing bad will happen to those. What's my high score? In this, I don't know, it's 10 million something. So now we're here. Nothing bad can happen to this space colony, right? That is the hardest enemy formation to dodge right there. There's still a few more that are hard to dodge coming up. So, hopefully I can dodge them. I'm gonna stay up top for those little small guys. Because they usually come in a big group and release a lot of bullets. Almost got hit there. Uh-oh. What are you doing, satellites? I forgot to mention, they can go after the completely wrong enemies in this formation. Can cause quite some problems. What are these lasers doing? Where are they coming from? Oh no! It's destroyed! Ah! Yeah, the satellites act automatically in this formation. They just go after whatever enemy they choose. I can try to manipulate it by being closer to the enemy that I want them to go after, but it doesn't guarantee they will do that. So after that guy destroyed that space colony, I just lit him up. What a pushover. And here we are, moving on. There's the Earth in the background. Gotta get to the source of this invasion. There's our space colony that just got destroyed. Ooh. These little ice things split up, so I don't want my little satellites to take them out where I'm not expecting it, so I keep them right on top of me to make them easier to control. And there we go. Another shield that I can lose later on. These guys are invulnerable while they set up to try to hit me. I got these little enemies that are try to seek me out. Sometimes they get me. They didn't manage it that time. Here's a mini-boss. Complete pushover. As per usual with this weapon. Yeah, that's supposed to be Earth. It doesn't... I mean, you can't really get much with that low res, I guess. I don't know. There's a fun part where I have both ice and enemies to deal with. So I just deal with the split up ice chunks. I hope my satellites behave correctly here. These guys like to seek me out. Looks like they worked. I forgot to mention, we're at the moon now. Right above a base on the far side of it, which is where the aliens or whatever set up. My satellites like to go after the guys in the background here, so I gotta control them a bit. Somehow I managed to dodge all those. And that's that boss. Now we're up to 5 shields, and they carry over stage to stage. So I'm in very good shape here. And 5 isn't the maximum, it just won't show more than 5. That's no moon. I did that voice totally wrong. I completely apologize. No excuse for that. So here we go, final stage. Enemy base, the source of the invasion. These guys all give massive amounts of points, so I'll be heading into the next few bosses with tons of extra shields. Here's another part where these satellites can misbehave, but they worked for me, because it's staying in that top corner seems to manipulate them well enough. Almost got hit there. Yeah, the arcade has amazing soundtrack. The SNES does too, but I mean, it has limitations, whereas the arcade doesn't as much. So here we are, just flying through this narrow corridor. What possible reason could there be for this narrow winding corridor? Alright, we have a couple bosses coming up. I'm gonna lower my speed to make it easier to dodge his shots. I released my shot too early. That's what she said, right? I have a visual cue here because for some reason where I hit this boss, if I'm even a little bit lower, I won't kill him as quick. So I think this position is good. Yep. If I was a little lower, that little orb that was going around the bottom would have reached me, and I'd have to dodge it. Easy peasy. Yep, pretty much R-type. I do have super R-type, I just don't know where it is. Or I would speedrun that too and submit it. So this is why that narrow winding corridor was there. We have to go through it backwards, even though our thruster is still going forwards. Who knows? So here's the last boss. This guy is like near impossible casually. And I just completely am eliminating him. Oh. I think that's actually a world record because the timing ends on the last hit. And the world record is 22:34. I'm used to stopping time on loss of control. So I'll have to retime that, but it's definitely world record. So I think we can enjoy this little credits scene for a short time. Came in a bit underestimate. Some chill tunes as well. Yeah, that was pretty casual world record. My ship looks speed up? Nah, that's how it normally looks. No big deal. Oh hey, look at that, my buddies came. After I did all the work. Wouldn't you know it? So what do y'all think the previous high score was here? Do you think I beat it? I think I beat it. I can spell, I swear. Superstar. The high score previously was only 10,000. I beat that on the first stage. Alright. That'll do it for this game. On to the next one. Alright, here's Gradius 3. I think probably my favorite of the bunch. It's definitely got the most speed tech. The most time invested that I've invested in one of these speedruns. I get to pick all my